Greetings, everyone. Corey here, and we're going to be discussing episode 5 of Fooly Cooly Alternative. And if, in case you didn't see my last one or any of them at all, uh, so far, Alternative has been way more superior than Progressive, which was season 2 for Fooly Cooly, and I can't stop saying that because it's just is. And so far it's been keeping up the momentum pretty well. I did kind of call it in the last episode that this episode was probably going to be about Pez, uh, which is pretty much the one girl of the four that they really haven't focused too much on. Granted, she does have her, little things here and there that kind of give away, what you're leading up to in this episode. Which, like I said, each episode has a theme. Pretty much all the themes relate to growing up and growing older, especially when you leave, high school, 17 to 18, and you become, well, an adult, to say the least. Just what you're gonna actually start to do with your life, because now you're responsible for what happens next, and it's interesting to see how they tackle that. But like I said before, the original Fooly Cooly, I guess you call it season 1 or OG Fooly Cooly, um, pretty much dealt with puberty, uh, progressive. Was a little bit more of a mixed bag. It was a little harder to see the themes as easily. I would say it's definitely more Hadako story than anyone else, but even then it's still not quite enough. So it's kind of that after puberty, growing older, transition stage. But then again, you have alternative, which kind of does that, but also does it better, and then also includes becoming an adult and growing up. And that's what I like about alternative so much. It's not just that, but also the music fits better. It's not shoehorned in as much as like alternative. Oh yeah, as a progressive was. Progressive, all those songs, they just threw them in there for the nostalgia. Half the time they didn't really work. Where alternative pretty much hasn't really felt forced at all. So that's one good thing, happening for it. But overall, alternative's been really great. Like I was saying before, the theme for this episode 5, is, I would say, loss. Um, episode 1 was kind of introducing everyone, and just, I don't know if you can really call it lost. The first episode. I'm not really sure what the theme would be for the first episode. It's more just an introduction. Episode 2 was friendship, jealousy, I guess, relationship issues, stuff like that, because one of her friends was getting a relationship, and the whole thing happens with that. 3 was, oh man, I can't even think of 3 right now. What was 3? Wow, I totally forgot. 3 was the chubby girl, I believe, right? Yeah, when she went for the contest for, uh, like what would you call it? Just like the supermodel dresses, contest thing, yeah, fashion contest. There you go. And that was more, future, how we friends, realizing, if we go too far, stuff like that. For oh man, I totally forgot what 4 was. 4, like I said, 4 was, last episode 4 was a little not as strong as the others, but still pretty good. And I totally can't. Oh, 4 was the relationship that she would have, and love, pretty much, which was more or less puppy love, and dealing with that. And 5 is loss, which is a loss of a friend, which it happens. I mean, we all grow up, whether it's we move or have to move or forced to move. Um, Even if we just grow out of the friendship, sometimes, I mean, you always have the friendship, but you just don't put as much effort in it as before. It just kind of fade away. But you always have that friendship there, which, you know, as we grow older, that usually happens more. You usually get a solid group of friends and stuff, which, yeah, like me from high school days, which was a while ago. I still, you know, hang out with at least two of my friends very frequently. Uh, you know, one of them, of course, we always are talking online and stuff like that. So it is different nowadays than before. It's easier to keep in contact. You know, Facebook and Twitter, just texting just randomly, you know, every day and stuff. But man, it's pretty rough sometimes. You know, realizing it's like this is probably the last time I'm gonna see him. And this episode does deal with that, and I think it deals with it pretty well. It even kind of gives you a little fake out at the end, which I actually liked. You know, not every episode. I do like that not every episode's gonna end on a happy note. It's just, you know, part of life. Life is not always easy. Life is not always gonna go your way, but you gotta make the best what you got and enjoy what you had. So I liked it. I liked it. It's definitely a little step up from, you know, episode 4. They did have a big monster battle, kind of similar to episode 5 from the original Fooly Cooly with the big hand, which was interesting to see that back again. Which this one was more Frankenstein compared to the previous one. So it is interesting to see how this is developing. And seeing, man, episode 6 next week. That's gonna be a biggie. I'm really looking forward to next week's episode. I want to see how they wrap this up. I mean, it seems like, I mean, all the, you know, the friends and the main character, they've all had their episodes. They've, you know, dealt with some serious stuff. They've been hitting pretty much all the marks so far. Um, I guess you could say it's not as deep as, you know, I've seen some videos saying Progressive is a very deep anime, but then again, it's, you gotta really dig for that, man. Here it's a little bit more laid out, and it's more emotional than thought provoking, I guess you could say. Which, I mean, I don't hate it. So hopefully episode 6 is just as good, if not better, to wrap this up, because so far they gotta really do something really bad to really just destroy my thoughts on this whole series for season 3 of Fooly Cooly Alternative. But I'm looking forward to it, man. So until next time, guys. Later.